Hi, my name is Leslie Paziak. In this video, we're going to be talking about survival and thriving throughout our lives. First, we're going to be looking at the survival aspects of life and why we have certain challenges. And the second section, we're going to be looking at how really to embrace those moments of challenges to really enhance us throughout our lives so that we learn how to begin thriving through it. So if you're ready, let's get started. First of all, surviving has a lot of aspects to do with the environmental aspects of the situations where we're born into, as well as, we're going to look at life's meaning, why are we here, truly, and the value that each of us has, especially that you have as an individual. And one of the things I think is really important to clarify is that we're all one race. We are all the human race. We're all created the same through sexual intercourse. We all are born the same. We all come from the same maker. We are all souls first, and we're all human beings. The rest of the aspects around us that have to do with us externally have to do with the environments that we grew up in, such as if I'm very Scandinavian, I have very blonde hair, very fair skin, whereas some people have darker skin. I have very fine hair, where some people have very coarse, more curly, more kinky hair. And there's a reason for it. And it's because of the environment in which the ancestors came from. If you took me now, and it's somebody like me, fair-haired, fair-skinned, and you put me into a very warm, hot, sunny climate, I would blister, I would get darker skin, and my hair would, if you ever put heat on your hair and watch it kind of, or fire or something, it will singe your hair. It turns it into that curly, kinky kind of stuff. That's only because of the environment that we are all grown up in. I have I have generations of a more fair climate where I grew up. Therefore, my skin's more fair. I don't need that darker skin. The pigmentation for my skin allows for the natural environments to create certain chemicals within my body. That is the only thing that separates us from each other, is that where our ancestors came from globally. The environmental aspects are what make us physically who we are on the outside, as far as our skin tones, our hair textures, what have you. That's the only thing that separates us. And the reason that we have these differences is to protect us, our physical bodies, so that our souls can create the life that we're here to, and to accomplish those tasks that we're here to do, to increase and expand humanity. Now, as I said previously, we all come from the same place. We all are a soul inside of this human body, and we all have a purpose. But every soul and every human body, they're all uniquely made. So that's what makes us an individual. And we come here to expand not only ourselves, but collectively. And as we expand ourselves, we also we do so through our interactions with others. That's how that's our job here. That's why we're here. We're here to grow our soul, to expand the knowledge of humanity, and to give by giving back within our purpose and through our actions. And we do this through our creation and through our free will. And as I said, nobody is created the same. We are all unique individuals, and this is what makes you as an individual so valuable and so important. But it also makes the people around us just as valuable and just as important. Because in order for us to do what we need to do here in this lifetime, we need our interactions with others. And this is how we expand and grow. We build upon what's already there, like we now, our generations, building on what generations previously did, and the generations coming after us are going to build on what we do. This is how humanity expands, and it depends on what you create, right? You create something of value and of substance, and that allows growth, and the betterment of humanity is what we're here to do. So it's really important to understand that how we treat ourselves and how we treat each other is vital and one of the very key aspects of our existence. Now, this isn't the topic that I'm going to be talking about in this video. That's next week. So if this is of interest to you, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you're sent the notifications. The videos will be coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, every Tuesday and Thursday, to really help all of us have a greater understanding of why we're here, the importance of our relationships, and how we interact in those relationships is vital to the growth and expansion of all of us, of all of humanity right now. And the roles that, and really understanding truly what it is humanity's here for, because there's a very significant reason that we're all here at this point in time and juncture, especially in history right now. This is a very crucial point, and we need to just make some adjustments, and I know that we can, and this is my time to add my contribution to the betterment of humanity. But let's keep going. To begin with right now, I think it's really important to understand that we all have within ourselves innate characteristics and innate instincts that are crucial to our survival. They were back in the day when dinosaurs were chasing us, and they are still very important today. However, over centuries, we've lost that connection with those innate gifts. And those innate gifts are what guide us from the inside of us. And now what's happening with the inside of who you are. But for now, let's keep going. The other thing that I think is really important is that you're here for a very specific reason, because your soul was specifically created for this task that you have here in this lifetime, and that your physical body just is the vessel that houses your soul, and that the ancestral lineage that you came from depends on your physical characteristics. Just all the physical characteristics tell us is where your lineage came from, what their environmental circumstances were about. That's all skin and hair, and that's all those have to do with us as human beings. It's where your lineage came from. That's it. It's why our skin's a different color, why our hair is different. It depends on where you came from on the planet. Because remember, God took people and put them all over. And there's a really great reason, and we're going to get to that too, of why that happened. Because each one of those cultures, each one of those communities has a key element to the humanity's survival. Key element. It's really important. We're going to get there too. Hold on. For this second half of this video, now I really want to look at thriving, what it takes to thrive. And before I begin with this, I really would like to highly suggest you listen to a song. And it's by a group called Casting Crowns. And it's called Thrive. At the end of this video, go over and listen to it, and really take some time and listen to the words If you're struggling with surviving in that survival mode, I'd really like you to listen to the words of this song and see where it starts to resonate with you. Where is it making you, bringing some enthusiasm or some excitement? Where is it inspiring you? And there's two specific areas, the lyrics in the song, that I really want to point out. So the first section of lyrics, I'm going to read this to you. It says, "Into the Word, we're digging deep to know our Father's heart." And within that, if we start really looking at, you can look at Christian scripture, you can look at any different type of religious scripture, history, philosophy, it doesn't really matter. All of them, you're going to find the same thing that I'm referring to, is that by digging into this word, the maker of everything that exists has many names. You can call him whatever you want, but they all have a very structured way of bringing us home through this journey. They knew life is the hardest planet to live on, and the Holy Divine knew this was not going to be easy for us. And we came with this innate internal guidance, our primal guidance. That we have this within us, and it wasn't supposed to stop when we became civilized. It was something that we needed to continue to use, taking that internal to guide us through it. Life has so much that goes on right now. The world is such a fast paced. There's so many things going on all over the place if we're looking on the outside. But if you look on the inside for that internal guidance, the world becomes much more manageable, and you're able to focus more on the things that are important and valuable to you. But when there's so much chaos going on outside of you, you can't listen to what's going on inside of you, and that's where we stumble. The second part is this: into this world, we're reaching out to show them who you are. In this world, in this entire world, we're reaching out. Every culture is reaching out to everyone. So every culture, every belief system, every religion, we're all reaching out to show them who He is, who you are, who the creator of this beautiful world that we're kind of making a little bit messy, but we can clean it up, and I know we will. Because I believe in the strength that humanity has, and I know that there's a lot of people right now really wanting change, and I truly believe that it's going to start, that it's already started, and that it's going to get pretty big, and life's going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot easier to live, and I hope that you're a part of this journey with me, because this is my mission, it's my purpose, it's the reason I'm here, and it's to help people see their value within themselves, to be able to learn how to live from the inside out, to let that divine aspect of you guide you, regardless if you have a belief system or not a belief system, religious, non-religious, spiritual, it doesn't matter. You're valuable. You are so valuable, and everybody you deal with is valuable. So the people that are around you, be careful and know that everybody's valuable. That's a really key thing. But we'll get to that too. Just know right now that you and everybody else is very uniquely made, very unique soul, very unique body, here for a specific purpose, and collectively We're here to grow. So really, let's think about for a minute, how are we going to grow? How do we grow our souls as unique individuals? And it truly comes down to, from the inside out, if none of us are the same, we're all uniquely made. We're all here for a purpose to create and to better humanity. Conformity and doing the same thing that the other people are doing exactly the same isn't going to work. We weren't cut out by a cookie cutter. We're not formed. We were created uniquely. Therefore, this non-conformity of being what other people do, seeing things the way other people see, because not all of us experience the same things, and we don't all grow at the same level. We all grow differently from the time we're born until the time we're older. Just because somebody's 21, that doesn't mean that they've had all the life experiences equal to other 21-year-olds. Some have more, some have less of certain aspects, but it doesn't make them any more valuable than the other, because we're all equal. We're all equally created. That's very important for us to understand, and it's because we're here with the free will to create whatever we want through our individuality, because inside of us we know what we're here to do, what we want to do, and when we follow that inner guidance, it will guide us to what we want to do. There's certain aspects. So if you are in a place in your life where you can't hear that inner guidance and that you don't feel good about yourself, that's because the information from your experiences in this lifetime have been, they haven't been processed correctly. And I'm going to explain the process of those emotions here coming up in the next few videos. But there's a way that we are supposed to be processing those external circumstances, those environmental aspects of our situations. When we take those external experiences and we look internally to process them, that is when we grow our soul, and it's how we interact and what we pull from this, from our interactions with others, what we know about within ourselves, about what's right and what's wrong, what we determine through our free will, what is best for us. What is best for us? What is best for you? This is how and why humanity is here. This is what it's all about, folks. This is about taking your external and internally looking within. First time somebody ever said look within, trust me, I said look within what? But it's really looking within yourself with your free will to make those choices and decisions about what is best for you, what is in your highest and best interest, what is in your highest and best good, what is the good for you, but also will also enhance others as well. I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about being selfishly selfless. In other words, adding value to yourself while also adding value to others. Not adding value to yourself while taking or mistreating others, because that's a whole nother ballgame, but we're going to get there too, trust me. So now I'm really sure you're wondering, so let's see, well, how do we thrive? How do we begin to thrive? And really, what does that look like? And as I said, it's living from the inside out. From from the inside of your beautiful self. Because inside, that even though you might not be feeling very well, there's times when we just don't feel well. But there's this inside, beautiful, precious part of you, a part of everyone, that is just so pure and so unique and so wonderful. And that if you could get to that part, of you, that's where you begin to thrive. But when you can't get to it, it's because there's levels of things that have happened in the exterior environmental that have been processed incorrectly. And that's where our misbeliefs come from. Here's an example. If you were doing your best and somebody that said to you that you were doing a crappy job. Okay, here's a good example. You cooked a really great meal. You loved it. And you had guests over. You're so proud of it. One of your guests said, they didn't like it. And they were complaining about it. But when they came, they probably really weren't very happy. There was something obviously internally not well with them, right? Because when we feel good, we put out good. When we don't feel good, we put out things that don't make us feel good. When we're scared or frightened, we're fearful. When, whatever we put out is what we're feeling on the inside. But that's also what we're going to get back, right? But not all the time. If that's where we get to make those choices and decisions. If somebody puts out something into your direction that wasn't very kind or that was belittling to you, right? You have a choice. You can either take it on, believe what they say, without doing that internal work and create a misbelief, or you can take those moments and take some time going inside of yourself and saying, what part of this resonates within me to be true? What part of this doesn't resonate with me to be true? And the part that doesn't resonate with you to be true, say it was something really negative, an opinion from somebody else, right? A really negative opinion from somebody else. But that's not true. You're not the world's worst cook, right? You're not the world's worst chef. That is an opinion of somebody else. But if you take that on, it becomes a misbelief. But if you realize that that's their opinion, that's the first step. And the second step is realizing that if they're not in a good mood, if they're not feeling good about themselves, that's on them. And there's where your golden key comes in. This is the prize of golden keys. Because when you realize that they aren't feeling well, and you inside yourself can create compassion and understanding for that, my friend, breaks it all. When you can say, wow, they really aren't feeling very well. They're not feeling good within themselves, and they're lashing out at other people. And when you can have compassion and empathy for a person that lashes out at you, you just grew your soul. Because number one, you didn't take it on. You knew better because you came from the inside. But number two, you used that information to have empathy for that person. Therefore, you're not going to judge them. You're not going to shame them. You're not going to blame them. You're going to have empathy for them. Because they're not, and compassion, because they're obviously not feeling well. And how many of us, truly, none of us are perfect, how many of us have been in situations where we've said something or done something when we didn't feel good and later on regretted it. All of us have done it. Every single one of us. But instead of avoiding it, right, go to the person and apologize. Admit, hey, I wasn't feeling really good, and I said some things to you. They weren't really nice, and I would like you to forgive me. Would you please forgive me for that? That, my friend, is strength. That just added to you again. These are, I hope you're taking notes, because these are the very essence and the very tools that are going to bring you that, they're going to put you on the fast track where you're going to be tooting your own horn and you're going to be thriving through life. These are the key elements. I promise you. Because when you can look at another person through those interactions, those negative or those challenging interactions, and you can leave those feeling peace and harmony, true peace and harmony, because you did that internal work. Either you're going to have compassion for that person, you're not going to have that guilt, that misbelief on you. You're not going to hold anything against anybody else, because that's an attachment. When you hold negative emotions and negative feelings towards another person, that sticks to you and it creates a belief. But if you can just look at that situation for what it was from your perspective, it doesn't matter what other people think. This is your perspective because you are creating you, right? You are creating you. If you can look at that person and know they're not in a good mood, that doesn't resonate with what goes on inside of me, and I'm going to build more so. Not only am I not going to take on this misbelief, but I'm going to build my sense of character by showing this person empathy, by showing them compassion, by showing them understanding. There are no ties. There are no emotional ties. They're gone. But you have to truly know it, and you have to truly feel it within yourself, so that you can walk away, that you find a place of peace and harmony. That's where you find your personal balance, and you move forward in life. Now, if that person keeps coming back and having that same repeated behavior, if they came to you a couple days later and said, apologize for it, offer them, they ask for forgiveness, give them forgiveness, and none of us are perfect, right? None of us are perfect. But that person grew their soul. Or if you're the one that has to go ask for forgiveness, you're growing your soul. You're growing you as an individual, because you not only acknowledged that what you do did not feel good or resonate within you, you went to that person and asked them to forgive you, because that's kind of like your own internal confession. That's you admitting to yourself that what you did didn't feel right. Maybe that person's going to think you're crazy. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean say, oh, well, I guess I don't have to do that, or my asking for forgiveness doesn't matter. Say, hey, no, look, really, I know within me this wasn't right, and I just want to make sure that you know that I value you and that I value myself enough to admit this. And if you can make those steps, my friend, this is why you're here. This is why you're here. I also think it's important to realize that sometimes these steps that we're going to take, we're not going to know. Sometimes we can get in these situations where we're like, what do I do? Sometimes you just don't know what to do. And that's okay. Because these, again, are opportunities to learn who you are. So you go inside yourself and you really start asking yourself questions. And you start feeling your emotions. And you start asking more questions and feeling more. And then you're going to do something and you think it's right. And then perhaps maybe, afterwards, what didn't feel so right. That's okay. You learned something in that process. This is all a learning process. That's why we're here. And when you can give yourself grace through this and through this shift and this change, this perspective, and you can also offer and give grace to other people, because other people are going to be going through the same thing. There's going to be a huge shift of this coming about. And if we can just make these changes and these shifts so that we can all start working together, this is the place and this is the situation. This is the ideal and the intention of our lives, is that we learn and grow together so that we can expand. But what's happening now is that we're fighting and we're knocking and we're not growing. People aren't trusting. And humanity's mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted because of all the fighting, because of all the stress. But we can change it. And it all begins within you. And one of the greatest things, people have said, but Leslie, now I'm going to be all soft and I'm going to be all forgiving and people are going to walk on me. Do you know what? The greatest strength that you will ever have is compassion and softness. That's the greatest strength you're going to have. Why? Because when you live your inner personal truth and somebody goes against it, like lies to you, steals from you, your innate system, you are going to be so in tune with yourself and with that superhuman computer that you are, that you're going to pick up on it and you're going to know that is not a good situation. That's not being honest. They're stealing. Whatever it is, you're going to be picking up and feeling what doesn't resonate with what you are living. If you live an honest life, you're going to pick up when other people do. This doesn't mean that, just because you're a vegetarian, a Raging Bull's not going to charge you. No, it doesn't. What it means is that you're going to be more in tune with what's right for you, that when something happens or comes to you that's not right for you, you're going to know it. Because you're going to be so in tune, living your life from the inside out, growing as a human being, growing your soul, and contributing positively to the growth and expansion of humanity. To be quite honest, I could go on for hours and hours and hours, but this is just one video. There's more that are going to come out next week, and this had quite a bit of information in it that I really hope that you found valuable. And if you did, I highly suggest or highly recommend and ask you, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you get all of the information that you need. These videos will be coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And trust me, this is just the beginning of things that I really feel are going to add value to the world. I think that it's time. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort level or step out of our comfort zone and really share with each other things that we know that made our lives better, and believe that it can make other people's lives better. So if you found this information in this video helpful to you and you want to learn more, please subscribe to the channel. I would really like to get to know you, introduce yourself in that comment section below, and let me know who you are. Tell me something really unique about who you are. And next week, I'm going to be looking at, how to utilize those. We're going to go a little deeper into our relationships like we were talking about before, but really look at the significance and the importance of our relationships, and truly how to take those really big hairy, ugly, challenging relationships or moments in relationships and turn them into your golden moments. Because truly, it is through the hardest times that we have in our lives that give us the greatest opportunities to grow as an individual. And I hope that at least this video, has really given you an opportunity to think about things in a little bit different way that takes you out of this survival mode, and it gives you hope that your life, with just a few adjustments made from the inside of you, when you get to know yourself, remember, to know thyself, divine, to know that you are divine, to know yourself as a divine being, is truly, it's why we're here. It's why you're here. And if this resonates with you, I'm so grateful. Be sure and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to introduce yourself in the section below. And I'll see you next Tuesday. So looking forward to this. Take care. So my friends, I just really want to take a few moments. Thank you for the time and attention that you gave to this video. I truly, sincerely hope that you found really value in it. And not only in the video, but it inspired you. You found the value to inspire you to really take a look at where in your life you're just surviving. Where in your life do you need to feel alive again? And hopefully this video content and the future video content that's coming out from now on really adds incredible value to you, because it's truly understanding the fact that your soul is uniquely created, as well as your body, and the fact that you're here out of, I don't know, 400 gazillion to odds. That really has to show you that you're not an accident, that you have incredible value, incredible purpose, and that you have a significance here. Every human life has a significance, and we're going to find your light and help you shine. So please subscribe to the channel, join me for these videos, and let's grow. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. Introduce yourself in the description below. Let me know who you are. Tell me something about you. I really want to do my best to get to know everybody that's here, because remember, we're all in this together. Everything's interconnected, and there's a purpose and a reason for every situation in our lives, and it's to help us grow. And if it makes you feel good, if it makes you come alive, if it makes your heart beat, if it sets your soul on fire, then chances are it's meant for you. Take care.